Hello everybody, Jared back again, and welcome to a new series of Banished. So we finished the last series using the Colonial Charter, but this time I wanted to try a new mod set from Tom Sawyer North 7. And this is a Viking mod set. So it's another complete mod set, just like Colonial Charter or Mega Mod, so it has everything included. And it basically allows you to take on the a more of a Viking atmosphere. So like clay houses, clay. It's got a bunch of the more religious aspects of Viking and a bunch of Viking buildings. It's awesome. It's a bit of a smaller play set, but it's quite in depth, and all of the models are beautiful. But it is also so difficult. I have died like within the first 3 years like 10 times in the last week of me playing it. Also, the other mod I'm going to be using is the half aging. So usually standard aging is your people age 5 years every year, and this half aging mod actually takes it down to 2.5 years. But in the North 7 mod, you age 1 year per, like you age at the right. What am I trying to say? You age realistically. So your people age 1 year for every year gone. But in the North 7, especially with the harder difficulty settings, you only start with 3 families, only 6 pawns or 6 people. And that's a bit slow to get up with. So I didn't want to add the whole like 5-year one, the standard one. I did want to add just something so it bumps it up a little bit. And we might take this mod off halfway through the series, just because I do like playing the North mod in the way it's supposed to be played, but it is really slow, which isn't the best for YouTube. So you actually can't find the North 7 mod here on your browse workshop. If you just browse North 7, the closest you'll get is North 6.2, but you can get the mod. You just go to the website, and I'll post the website in the links down below, and you can download it from his actual site, which I think is like banishedventure.com, and you can find the link to the North mod there, and then you can just drag and drop it. He has instructions on his website on how to get it. But let's just jump into it here. So with how difficult this map is, game is, you kind of need to have a good map. So I don't want to just like keep trying again and again and again. So I found a half decent map that I'm a little bit interested in trying. So I'm just going to pop that in, and let's just cycle through some names here. I'm not going to name it anything important. We're going to be something short. No, I can't pronounce that. Angle. We're going to be Angle. We're going to be at this map seed. We're going to stick with valleys, large size, mild climate, because again, this game is hard, and this is mostly just an exploration. I haven't gotten too late game in this mod yet. I've only gotten I got about 5 years in when I was like, okay, I've got a handle on this. I can try it now. I'm going to have disasters on, and I'm going to start as a shepherd, which has 3 poor shepherd families, and we have a large herd of sheep, which is nice to start up your empire. So this is fairly similar to Seafarer. Seafarer is also 3 families, a little bit of sheep, but it's super difficult. I was going to try this, and I am tempted to try it. It's fairly similar, but yeah. So I'll go through the other ones here. Survivors is just a few banished people, very hard. We have a couple. There's that on Seafarers. Nomads, I haven't tried this one, but I'm assuming you just get a lot of people in the middle of a prosperous town. Oh, wow. Oh, I'll have to check that one out later. Gold Hunter, medium difficulty. I guess you come in with a bunch of resources. Shepherd is what we're doing. Farmer, you come in with some seeds and livestock, so that's pretty good for a starter. And then village, you get just a bunch of stuff. So we're gonna start as a shepherd. All right, let's just jump into it. Yeah, the main difficulty that I've found starting this game is your people die of hunger so much faster and so much easier in this game. I mean, it is pretty easy to die of hunger when you play like Adam and Eve in Banished, and I haven't done too much of that. Usually I start with I start hard, but I do start with a couple families. I don't start with just 2 people. I think the main difficulty that I usually come across, and I have come across, is the the slow aging, like making an entire town for like 20 years before your main 6 people, because they have. Oh, let's actually just set up here. So we're gonna get our main there. Gonna get our event log, small map, and our professions. So here's all the professions. So we do have some of the newer ones that aren't in vanilla, such as Charburner. We got Tanners, Bricksmiths. So some of these will be familiar. They have new models, and they work in a little bit different in the supply chain. And it's super cool, and I love testing out all the new things. And we will get in depth with all of those as we go. All right, here's a small map. All right, so I liked this map because, A, we're close to water, and I think it'd be kind of cool to build a town just along the river. There's this nice, going along here, there's a nice empty swath of land all the way down here that we can build along until we finally get down to this lake down here. And I feel like this is kind of a cool meandering town that we can make just along the river. And it also starts, so it starts by the water, which is perfect for our fishermen, and I'll show you these fishermen in a minute, but it also starts next to this kind of open area, which I feel like we can get 2 forestry, gathery like areas. So gatherers are not as OP in this mod set, but they are very good early game, but for a different reason, and that is firewood. But we'll get into that in a second. All right, so first thing, we have a huge amount of sheep, and we need to get them in a pen. But before we do that, let's actually... So, we need a fisherman. So this is actually... We don't actually want this fisherman. These are all the food and the food options. We want them in just removal. So there's been a bunch of added removal icons here and removal things. And one of those is just a fishing spot just off the side. It's just a spot where your people can just go off and fish into the unknown kind of thing. So we're going to start us off immediately with a fisherman and immediately with a hunter. And the hunter is also different. So the your person will go to this little area and they'll look out, and if they see animals, they'll go out and they'll hunt them. So we have some chickens right there. So I'm going to plop that down right by those chickens. Set a hunter to it, and they will go to that little circle and then look out, and if they see any animals, they'll shoot them. So we'll get some chicken coming in. Cool. And what's the other things we want to start off with? Let's start off with a bunch of dirt roads. So there is these boardwalks. I haven't tested them too much in the way... You know what? Let's do that, because the way they work is they're built immediately. They don't cost anything. You can't drag them, unfortunately, which is a bit frustrating. Oh, there's our these are what we start off with. We don't start off with a cart. We start off with these 2 bags. So they're just there, full of things. Which means I probably shouldn't have placed my boardwalk right there, but too late. I've made my choice. So let's get our boardwalk all the way across. Maybe we'll just use this as a main road along this first BART. Cool. And what are the other things I want to get going right away? I want to get my sheep inside. So I'm thinking I'm going to use just this swath of area right here as a giant run. So 15 by 16. I'll do, yeah, 15 by 16. 16 by 14. We'll see how many of the sheep I can get in that first area. And what other things we need right away? We are going to need a place to stockpile all our resources. So I'm going to put one... I'm going to put one down here, I think. Maybe over here, so it's a little bit closer to everything. 6 by... A 5 by 5 is probably fine. 6 by 5. Go for it. Alright, the other things we need. So I'm going to get them slowly started on these things. So please go. Yeah, you can see that it just like immediately goes. And we can just delete it by doing that. What are some other things we need? They're going over there. Oh, right. They're actually starting to build there. Let's add a builder. Actually, let's add 2 builders. And what else do we need immediately? Well, one thing that we do need immediately, luckily we're pretty close to our little bags here, but they're full. So our fisherman won't have anywhere to put his fish. He'll just plop them on the ground there. So one of the other first things we need almost immediately is a little shed for him to put all of his fish into. So we have all these different storage houses coming up. But as you can see, they have a bunch of new icons that even I don't quite know what all those icons are. I know what most of them are, but the 40 and the 66, I believe the 66 is clay, and the 40 looks like it's some kind of log, and then we have glass, and then that last one is fittings. So that's for like fittings for door and stuff. Let's get rid of this boardwalk. They're definitely walking faster on that boardwalk. So I wasn't quite sure if they'd actually worked or not, or if it was just aesthetic. All right, the other things we want some houses. Let's do them more aesthetically like this. So these are turf houses. They are gorgeous, as you can see. We're gonna get 2 houses in there. And yeah, we're gonna start with the 2 houses. And let's actually start with our people getting some resources for me. Let's just get all of these resources over here. And maybe all of them from here. I don't want to give them too much work to do, but I do want them to do something. Yeah, the main thing we have to worry about in this first year is getting them in houses. It's really important, unlike other games where like you could get away with not having them housed. You need to have all of your families in homes in this game, in this start, or yeah, things will go down. They'll die of cold very, very quickly, and you need to have a good stockpile of food right away, or again, things will go poorly for you. So I'm actually going to ask them to finish this off quickly, please, because I want to get those sheep in before they all die. You can already see some of them have died. Either they've been butchered or they've just died from not being inside, which isn't the best thing in the entire world. And one other thing we want to get up going really, really fast is a gatherer shelter. So I'm thinking of having the gatherer shelter down here. It's a little bit far away. Here's you can come see the model. He's pretty cute. I don't know. Nope, there's 2 different models. They're fairly similar though. All right, we're gonna plop this one right here. And for this, I'm just gonna give it a normal road. Put it out like so. And we'll go across here. Oh, it doesn't want to go over that mountain. Hopefully they'll be able to just walk over that mountain easily. I think they should be able to. Should be fine. And this is just waiting on a few more removals and some people to go in there and help. Let's bump it up to... We're going to bump it up to 5 for a bit. I'm not too sure if on other mods it is like this, but in this game it seems the faster you go, the faster you get hungry. So I'm not a huge fan of going... I like to just play on this mod at speed 3 and then only every once in a while bump it up to 5. It just, it's a little bit nicer for me. And it seems like they don't starve as fast. All right, what are our workers doing, our builders? Are they going over the build? Yeah, they are. Good guys. Maybe, let's pin this. Plop it over there. Are you guys popping anything else over here? You're definitely, we're just going to put all of our things that we're building, we're just going to pin them and place them over in the corner. All right, we have our sheep run, so let's put sheep. We can have up to 18 sheep, and I'm going to put 1 person in there right away. And looks like our hunter can't see anything right now, but we have a big herd coming through. So, oh, it looks like he'll be able to see them in a second here, though. Where is he going? Oh, now you're working. Okay. He was getting something to eat, now he's going to come back. Hopefully he'll be able to see all of these. Yeah, I can. He can see some venison. Perfect. Close. I don't want to follow you anymore. Oh, and we also have this thing going up, which is going to make life way easier, because we're just dropping off a bunch of raw meat over there. So at least we'll have somewhere to put it now, which is going to be awesome. And we've got our sheep run going. So that's going to give us constant meat. So we didn't get all of our sheep in, but I'm okay with these guys just getting butchered. I could choose to lower this down and then try and get them in. Might be a smart idea, actually. Go down to 16 and then see if I can bump it back up to 18. All right, what else are we working on? We are going to pin our gatherer shelter. And we have 44 wood, 23 stone, 256 food. It looks like they're dropping all this food off in here for us now, finally. And it looks like we are about to get one of our houses built, which is great. Let's get another one up and going. And this one I'm going to bring over here, I think. So it's a little bit closer to whatever we have in this general area. At least it's going to be a little closer to our gatherer's hut, which is nice. Let's get a little bit more resources. We'll just do again, we'll do all. Get those ones, please. And we'll see. So for lumber, for wood, there's two ways of getting firewood. So like in most Banished mods, you take wood and you chop it into firewood. Here, you can collect firewood. So there is this collect firewood button, and you can collect it from there. And that's one of the major things that the gathering hut does. Now, I haven't gotten so far in that I don't know if like trees just drop firewood. I'm going to assume that if you have a healthy forest, it'll just drop a bunch of firewood and your gathering hut will gather both food and firewood. That's my hope, at least. But so in standard or CC, Colonial Charter, the gathering hut is super OP. You can get, like, if you have 3 gatherers, you can have like over 1,000 food coming in from one gathering hut. Here it doesn't seem to be quite that strong. It's about 250 from what I've been able to gather. Literally gather. But it's still not bad, and one of the big things it does is it gathers the firewood from around, which is nice. Now, do we have any wildlife near our hunter there, or is our hunter just going to be looking out at nothing? I may want to move my hunter spot to somewhere where he can actually shoot. And let's see if oh, it looks like our sheep were butchered before I was able to get them in. Oh well. It was worth a try. So for hunters, I'm going to grab another hunting. And I'm going to plop it. Let's put it down. Oh, they're moving this way now. Wait. Are they to come back the way they came? Yes, they are. So the herd is coming a little closer. So hopefully our hunter will be able to see them now. I don't want to... These first few years are super micromanagey, which is frustrating, but also, you know, just the way it is. All right, so our storage shed is actually getting full, and I feel confident in my wood stockpile to get a bigger storage shed. And I'm gonna pop it. I'm gonna pop it over here, so it's close to. Also, these our gatherer hut actually stores, which is nice. And I'm going to pop it. Yeah, it looks like right here probably isn't a bad plan. Yep, pop it right there. And hopefully they'll build that up. All right, and we're looking like we are running out of firewood. So I can do one of two things. I can either go send out my people to go get firewood. I'm still waiting on my gatherer's hut to be built. So that's a no-go. I think what I'm going to have to do is put in a wood chopper. It's not my favorite way to do it, but it'll at least get us a few people in there. Looks like we'll just have... Yeah, somebody will just come do it, which is nice. Oh, never mind. They had to build it. So we're going to take one away from there and put one in there. That's what it was. I thought there was just able to be 3 people in there. Oh, and we've got a child born. So first child. Oh, and we are getting close to November, which means that we really need this house up and running. What are we missing? We're not missing anything. They're just not building it because there's only one builder. So please go build that for me, guys. I really need... I'm feeling okay on food right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the herdsman away and I'm going to go put her on building for right now. So please build this. How much has this been bringing in? It's been bringing in a lot, which is nice. But I really need this to go up first. We're actually doing not half bad on food, which is nice. In fact, we still just have some food just sitting out there. And we are still super cold. And we have another child born. Nice. It's going relatively fast. And this, I feel like we're not going to get this up in time. And we may have a death, which would suck. Oh, we have our gathering shelter up, though. That's what everybody was working on. So we'll be able to put some people out in the gathering shelter soon. Come on, guys, get it up. It's December. They're all going to freeze to death. I think they'll be able to go in the homes and warm up. I think? Yes, yes, it looks like they can. Yeah, which means that we shouldn't have anybody dying, but I don't want them doing it. Oh, no, wait. We had a builder frozen to death. So please get in there. It seems like there's no other frozen icons, though, so they are able to go in and get warm up in that one house, which is good, even though they don't live there. I approve of this. I approve of this message. All right, guys, finish this off. We can probably unpin the gatherer's hut there, and plop this up. And then once that gets built, let's take one of them out and have the builder doing the other thing. And we do want to have one laborer going at least, I think. So we have no fuel, but we do have, she's working on it as fast as she can. Oh yeah, that's the other difference, is there's stones and boulders. They're actually a little bit different. So these are the stones on the ground down here, and these are the boulders. So they're just a little bit different. The boulders you can cut up into specific, what words am I looking for here? Stones, I believe. Like, okay, the little stones you can just use to build stone houses. The boulders you can cut up into stone bricks or stone blocks. There's the word I was looking for. And use them to build bigger things. Or, and this is one of the first buildings we're going to use with the boulders, is you can make kind of your town hall situation. Now I'm just going to send her out to get a bunch of firewood right now, because that's what seems to be what we need more than anything else, is firewood. Although, we are seeming to be doing okay. So, Anastasia has no partner right now, unfortunately. And I think she's probably going to live her life without a partner. Sorry about that. I didn't mean for you to go down that terrible, terrible road, but what can I say? I'm bad. I'm bad at the game. All right, here we go. Let's put a little bit more boardwalks down there. The other reason why I wanted to start off here is we have access to all these mountains, which is going to be nice for... it's going to be nice for... mines. There's the word I was looking for. Only having 5 people is going to slow me down like nobody's business. I'm used to having 6 people and like being able to put one person into each thing, but we're gonna basically just be on a holding pattern here, waiting for our children to grow up. So they have to... we have to have the 2 kids. Are they the same? Okay, luckily they are of different sex. So they are going to be able to partner off. But we're going to have to wait 2.5 years per year, and they partner off at like 11, right? So we're going to have to wait 4 years before we can even have those guys partner off. Which is frustrating, but it is what it is. We'll make do. So, what are the next things we want to move forward with? We have our food going fine. I'm wondering if I want to take the hunter out. I think I do. I'm going to take the hunter out, and I'm going to put them into herdsmen, because our herds they get us a decent amount of food every year, plus they get the wool. And the wool is really, really good because it can be turned into clothing, which we're going to need sooner rather than later. All right, what's the next thing we need? I could, now that we have this open, I'm going to take a builder away and put somebody out there gathering. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to take someone off of chopping block and then put one person into building. That's what I'm going to do. Because they're going to go out there and they're going to gather from out here for right now. And they should be able to gather a decent amount of firewood over the year. And then 4. Did I get that road in? Okay, yeah, I got it to there. Okay, it is what it is. And we're not going to work our chopping block right now. We are going to... So I have 1 laborer and 1 fisherman. So my laborer, can you please get rid of that stuff, please? And we are going to, in this general area, start our production line. So the first thing we need to do is we need to dig for clay. Now I haven't figured out... I don't know if it's glitching for me or if I'm doing it wrong. But you set down the clay pit. I'm going to put it down there. And I haven't been able to make it go multiple times, which is frustrating because it says on the website that you're able to keep digging it. And I think I might just be doing it wrong. I'm going to try it again here to see what it all does. But I need to build it up first. So my production line is I need clay. And then with that clay, I will be able to build my... What do I need it for? I need it for, my bloomery. So bloomery reduces iron ore to bloom. You need charcoal as a fuel. So I need that to build the bloom. But I need my charcoal pit, which burns firewood into charcoal for iron. So I'm going to need that. I'm assuming that this circle here is like the circle of like grunge it's going to send out. So I'm actually going to put it over here for that grunge circle. And then I need a tar kiln. Wait, did I just put that down? Charcoal pit. Right, tar kiln makes charcoal as a byproduct. What is this? That's a charcoal pit. Oh, I probably could have put that in. That doesn't matter. Whatever. Bloomery. We're going to plop that in there. And then a smith's workplace is the last thing that I need. Smith's workplace, and we're going to put that right there. Cool. Do we want a charcoal pit? I think I'm going to let us get a little bit of a stockpile of firewood before we get a charcoal pit. Let's actually see how they've been doing in collecting firewood. So they've collected 24 firewood this year, which is perfect. Or it's good enough, I guess you would say. So what do we want to do next? Let's bring our road down a little bit. So you can see that it goes in 2 directions. So I'm going to bring that out there. And it looks like we're able to get it at least straight down. Let's get it straight down from right here. So let's turn it on us and move it down. We're going to move it down to there. And probably connect somewhere over here, but for right now we're going to leave it as it is. How are you doing for me right now? So this year they're getting 160 mutton, 4 sheep skins, some animal fat, and some wool. And last year they got 320. And what about my fishermen? I don't want boardwalk. Go away. I want my fishermen. Well, there's my citizen. What about the fishing spot, buddy? There we go. It's getting about 400 to 500 a year, which isn't bad. He's just plopping it straight in here, which is getting full, but it's being taken to the houses basically immediately, which is good. Are you 2 yet? Yes, so my mod is working. We're in year 2, but my child is 2, and they were born halfway through the year. So hopefully my mod's working. I could be wrong, and they're just not working at all. So we're not going to work our blacksmith. The first thing I want to do is I want to get some clay out of here. So I am going to take my worker away and put them in to get some clay. And let's bring up the clay limit. We don't need it to be... We can bump it way up there. So this is the button I was confused with. Fill up with clay and then remove to flatten the spot. So this digs up clay. So if I dig up clay somewhere else, I can fill this in to flatten it. But I actually want to dig straight down is what I want to do. So hopefully that'll work. Alright, so what is next in line here? So it's going to be clay, which she's getting some. Actually, let's get a stockpile over here for the clay, just so they don't have to keep walking around. So we'll get a stockpile. We'll just plop it in. We'll plop it in all the way like that. So it's a pretty decent sized stockpile. Yeah, they're walking all the way over there with the clay, aren't they? Oh, maybe not. Well, the other thing I can be working on, actually, is in here. Nope, in here. So, what do we got? We've got a Thingstead, a meeting place of the north to solve disputes and to make decisions. Shows your development of your settlement. So this takes 18 boulders and 2 lumber. So we kind of want this to be in the center of our town a little bit. So it would be nice if it would be able to fit right there. But I think I'm going to plop it. I'm going to plop it right here. Right there. So we need to go, because I'm sure we have some boulders. If we go in here. 7 boulders, so that means I'm going to need 11 more boulders. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my rocks, and I'm just going to go and I'm going to highlight boulders. So I want you, I want you. I don't want to go too far for all of you. I want you. I want you. I want you. I want you. Are there any boulders just in here? Not that I can see. What about up here? Yes, please. Not too sure how many that was. Do I have that one? I didn't have that one. It's got to be getting pretty close. Probably should have been keeping count. Would have been smart. Did I get that one? I did get that one. Alright, so now that it's winter, she's not going to be collecting as much out here. Yeah, so like 60 firewood was the real benefit. This is just going to help our diversity a little bit, but it's not going to do too much. Alright, so we have some clay, which means I can put someone in our charcoal pit there. Ooh, actually, no, that just means that we were able to build this. That's what that means. The bloomery, which is nice. Good for us. I don't have anybody doing any building right now because they can't. I don't have enough people. Usually I would, which is confusing. All right, who are you? What do you need? You're a miner. Your job is mining. Oh. Stop mining. Let's put a builder on. Oh, they've dug everything. So this is my question. There's 0% remaining. I'm able to fill this with water, apparently, and use it as a fishing spot. But it seems that I should be able to get more than just, like, 6 clay. So I don't quite know what the solution is there. Can I just put... I can't put another one over top of it. I'm going to need... If you guys have an answer to my question, that would be very helpful, because I don't quite know what the answer is there. I might have to just do a little bit of Googling. I did do some Googling, but I couldn't figure it out. I shouldn't just have to make a bunch of clay holes everywhere for only getting like 10 clay. That seems silly to me. And I can't seem to find another spot for clay. But I could be completely wrong. Yeah, there's other crazy awesome things in here. There's like, there's wells, there's a sauna. I haven't even looked at this. Let's see. Oh, that's super cool. Are there different models of it? Oh, there's a few different models of it. That's nice. There's a healer's hut. Nice. Herbalist cabin. An infirmary, which is like an actual decent size. That's like, if we're talking like Vikings here, that's just Reykjavik. That's what they look like there. Alright, and then we have a village school. Or a school expansion that you can just go, looks like you can just plug right onto the side of the school. That's super cool. Loving that. What else we got? We got a mead hall. Yeah. And mead hall is a great place to share drink and entertainment. Perfect. That's sick. Yeah, I love a lot of these models. They're super awesome. Got an old church. Ooh, a tiny little wooden church. That's fun. And what's this? A Norse town. Whoa. Hell yeah. That's sick. I'm building a town square around that thing. That's absolutely happening. And it needs... It actually doesn't need too much. Well, it means it needs a lot, but it doesn't need like, it doesn't need expensive resources that need to go through a lot of process. I can build that tar almost immediately, and I can build basically everything there with one more building, because the tar is the other kiln that I was going to make, which we'll just make it down here, and we'll be able to get some tar as well, and then we just need to collect a bunch of wood. But you know what? I think that we have survived. We have a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 3-year-old. So at some point we will get ourselves some more adults and slowly motor this along. This is going to be a slow trek for the first few years. If it's too slow for you guys, I can make it go the 5-year speed aging. But I am kind of enjoying how slow this is going. It does seem, though, now that I'm looking at it, 3 and 3. Let's go to the mods here. I have it there first. Maybe it's not working. It was working on the other computer at work. And it was working because I had it first. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it wasn't working before. Or maybe it is working now and I'm just stupid. But it doesn't seem like I'm stupid because we're in year 3 and we have a child that's 3. Oh well. If we have to go slow, guys, we have to go slow. And if you want me to add a sped up aging mod, I can also do that. But let's pause for today, and we will come back to Angel? I don't know which one it is. I'm going to call it Angle. We're going to come back to it on the next episode. All right, guys. See you later.